Hello, hello everyone. In this video, I'll be talking about different experiences of two women in the women and anti slavery, where Heron Jacobs and Mary Chestnut. We'll be talking about those two women who were sold to slavery. So first off, let's start with Harry Jacobs. In her memorial incident in the life of a slave girl, she was described the brutal reality of being an enslaved woman. She was constantly subjected to sexual harassment from her master, Dr. Flint, who tried to control every aspect of her life. She talks about no legal or personal protection from this abuse. Perfect example is Jacob writes about how enslaved women were expected to submit to their masters and then were blamed or punished for the consequences. She eventually hides in a little tiny crawl space for 7 years to avoid being sold or forced into a relationship. Her story is heartbreaking, very heartbreaking, and clearly shows how slavery was especially cruel and traumatic for women during that time. Now, let's continue with Mary Chestnut, a white petition mistress whose dairy gives us insight into the lives of elite Southern women in dairy from Dillix. Chestnut shows that even though she supported the confidence, she was deeply uncomfortable with slavery. She didn't experience physical abuse like Jacobs did, but she did somewhat emotionally and immorally affected by the system. One example is her anger and sadness over how white men of her own social peers had children with enslaved women. Sometimes in front of their wives, she felt humiliated, powerless in a society that allowed her husband and other men total control even over other people's bodies. So, so was slavery oppressive to both women? Yes, but in very different ways. Jacobs had no freedom, no bodily autonomy, and lived in constant fear of violence, while Chestnut was privileged, trapped in a deeply patriarchal system that gave her little power or independence. She couldn't stop slavery even if she wanted to. She was expected to stay silent and loyal to her husband. So basically, slavery was destroying the lives of black women like Harriet Jacobs, while also limiting white women like Mary Chestnut within a strict and sexist social order. Both women were shaped by the system, but Jacobs bore the far greater burden, suffering from violent exploration and complete denial of freedom. Thank you for watching. That's all for today. Bye.